Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Geography Now, Lithuania.
Okay, let's go.
Let's see what he's going to say about Lithuania.
Okay,
Well, we're finishing up the Baltics with our last Baltic country. If you didn't watch the Latvia episode, it basically goes like this.
I think it's going to be factually accurate. It's just, I guess, interesting to see from his perspective.
Okay.
Welcome to the creepier Baltic sister, Lithuania.
What?
And he's wearing yellow, for Lithuania flag, I guess.
And they're like, come on, Barb, stop calling the two countries creepy. But my response to that would be, it's kind of true. And it's not necessarily a bad thing if used in a charming way. Some people like creepy. I mean, just capitalize off of it. I mean, like Latvia made that prison hotel, Turkmenistan did that thing with the burning hole, Belize made bank off of whale vomit.
Who knew that stuff would be so expensive off the market anyway, huh? Cha-ching!
Okay, we need to get back to Lithuania. Let's find out where it is now, shall we? Now, Lithuania may be the largest Baltic country in size, but it kind of got the short end of the stick when it came to coastline. First of all, the country is located in the area of Europe known as the Baltic, which, no shocker, borders the Baltic Sea to the north. The nation is divided into 10 counties, with the capital Vilnius located in the south. They are also surrounded by 4 countries. Remember this?
He did his best.
Kaliningrad belongs to Russia, in which they share this long, famous stretch of land known as the Curonian Spit, a 98-kilometer-long sandy barricade with dunes, about 54 kilometers of which belong to Lithuania, and it all effectively cuts off the entire Curonian Lagoon, except for this small opening at the port of Klaipėda. This is literally where almost all seabound shipping comes into Lithuania. I mean, come on, nobody's going to deliver cargo at that dinky little dock at Palanga. So essentially, Russia has the bigger portion of the lagoon, but Lithuania has the only way out. We have opening at Vistula Lagoon on Strait of Baltisk. It has funny-looking Star Fortress thing to welcome you.
Oh, Russia. I can't wait to do your episode.
The largest cities after Vilnius are Kaunas and the city we just talked about, Klaipėda. And surprisingly, for such a small country, they actually have 4 international airports, the busiest in order being Vilnius, Kaunas, Palanga, and Šiauliai internationals. Now here's the thing, Lithuania is proud
the pronunciation is rough.
Geographical center of
The pronunciation is rough. I mean, I get it because I'm sure the Greek, when I do the Greek videos and whatever, I pronounce the same way.
But Kaunas from Kaunas?
Yeah. Oh.
Like, they literally even built a monument and sculpture park next to showcase it.
Nope.
Wrong.
No?
Ha! No.
Really? Hungary? Even you?
Yup. No.
I mean, the Guinness Book of World Records recognizes my village of...
No.
Make of it what you will. The country doesn't really have any territory.
Yeah, so theoretically they said that Lithuania is in the center of Europe, like geographically. Doesn't look like it, but I guess, half of Russia is part of Europe too. Not half, but like up to the Urals mountains, so...
Real anomalies or disputes, except for kind of a maritime dispute with Latvia up north, something about oil reserves. And there's that weird salient that juts into Belarus. I think we already talked about that in the Belarus episode, did we? Let's not even get started on how Lithuania was like, I'm just going to take this Dieveniškių Istorinis National Park from you guys, even if it does give me like a 1-mile wide corridor to reach it. Yeah, we did. Well, cool. I guess I don't have to discuss it. Minimal effort! Funny enough, there's a micronation in Lithuania, the Republic of Utspis, which is actually just another one of those bohemic, hippie-ish neighborhoods in the capital.
Yeah, it's not separate. It's just a neighborhood. It's nothing. It's not like it's called Republic, but there's nothing. It's just as he said, just a street.
They kind of wanted to be edgy and cool, much like Freetown Christiana that we studied in the Denmark episode.
Self-proclaimed but unrecognized autonomy.
I think he may have too much personality for me to follow along. I like when they have a little bit, but not too much. Oops.
He is like so dope.
Lithuania does kind of have a dark past. I mean, they did play a huge role in the
I don't know if
Holocaust
he's
during World War.
serious. That's the thing.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so far everything he said has been factual.
They had one of the most significant Jewish populations in Europe, once nicknamed the Jerusalem of the North. Nearly the entire population of about 250,000 was killed by Nazis with a huge massacre at Ponary. Many were sent to the HKP 562 forced labor camp in Vilnius. Today, various memorials and museums and exhibitions can be found to commemorate the incident. Also, due to the high emigration rate after joining the EU, many towns started to see houses and buildings and properties left unattended and decaying, like the Ignalia nuclear power plant, the Palace of Sports and Concerts, the trade unions building,
Okay, so the power plant was shut down because I think they signed with the EU that they have to shut it down. So it's not that because people abandoned.
Like the Ignalia nuclear power plant, the Palace.
This is a Soviet relic, so this was shut down a long time ago. I don't even remember it being open.
Sports and concerts, the trade unions building.
I don't even know what that is, honestly. Looks like any regular building.
The Pokštine nuclear launch site? Yeah, nuclear launch site.
Wow.
So yeah, that kind of sets the mood, right? Oh, and they also have a Devil's Museum and a KGB experience in a former Soviet bunker where you can pay to pretend to be a prisoner getting yelled at and interrogated with guard dogs and everything. Shocking! Speaking of which, some places of interest might include, and keep in mind, I will not really pronounce these Baltic words because they're so hard. These castles, this monastery.
What castles?
I can't really pronounce these Baltic words because they're so hard. These
Okay.
castles, this monastery, the Liberty Boulevard, the Hill of Three Crosses, the Monument of the Victims of Fascism, the funicular railway of this place, the Museum for the Blind, the Cat Museum, the Museum of Illusions, the Frank Zappa Memorial, the Pan House, the Orvidas Garden, and finally the two most iconic the Frank Zappa Memorial, the Pan House.
The Pan House.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know where that is. I've never seen it either.
I wish you say where it was.
I don't think it's like that. No, I mean, yeah, it looks unique, but I don't think it's like a big tourist destination.
The Orvidas Garden, and finally the two most iconic cultural landmarks that might really give you a feel of what Lithuania is all about. The Hill of Crosses, which has over 100,000 crosses, and nobody really knows why it got started that way. And even though the Vatican says it's a holy place full of power, the locals think it's kind of creepy. And the Hill of Witches, a sculpture park with sinister-looking carved wood images depicting characters from ancient Lithuanian folklore from back in the pagan days. So yeah, Lithuania is kind of like a weird pagan-y, Catholic-y, forest-loving, technology-advancing, but kind of reserved and overcast kind of...
Well, right, we were pagans before, you know, the what you call it, the Crusaders, and you know, they converted us into Catholics, I guess.
Country, so much to cover. Let's start with those forests. Well, here we are again for the third time explaining basically the same thing that we discussed in the Latvia and Estonia episodes. I know you're going to be tempted to skip through this section, so to keep you watching, here's Keith.
Well, you haven't seen those, so...
Lithuania, or Lietuva, gets its name from Lietusva, which means rain here, symbolizing the abundance of rain and fertile land. First of all, the country is made up of four general parts: the flat coast, the slightly higher uplands, the middle lowlands, and the Baltic highlands. Here you can find the tallest point, Aukštojas, at only about 293 meters in elevation, making Lithuania the flattest of the Baltic states. Amidst everything, at over a third of the country, you will find, just like the other Baltic states, a plethora of boggy marshland and swamps, as well as forests, the longest river being the Neman, which starts in Belarus, flowing through Konus, locking into the Konus freshwater. However, the largest lake...
That's how we pronounce... I didn't know that's how it's in English. Oh, wow, okay.
It would be Lake Drukshai, shared partially with Belarus.
How do you
Wait, did I
say
mention that in the Belarus
Namunos?
Namunas?
Yeah, I didn't know it was in English. Neman. Wow.
episode? Also,
Yeah, if you asked me where Neman River is, I would have no idea. Wow,
an
okay.
island split between Belarus and Lithuania in Lake Ryčių, and two islands and two peninsulas in Lake Drukšie or Drisvati. Dang, I did a good job in the Belarus episode. I'm making my job so much easier for me. Oh, and the national animal is a stork. Lithuania also has the highest nesting density for storks in the world. They believe it's good luck if a stork nests near your house. They even have a holiday dedicated to them on March 25th.
Cool.
So anyway, resources.
I don't know about that. March 25th.
One thing that Lithuania is famous for is amber.
yeah,
The Baltic
yeah,
coast has
that's
the largest known
cool.
natural amber deposits in the
Yeah.
world, and Lithuania was pretty much the place where it all started in the town of Juodkrantė. I'm not even going to try that again. Otherwise, much of the land is arable, over a third is cultivated. Some national dishes of Lithuania might include things like cold beet soup.
Can't believe Zeppelins is not the first one.
Yeah.
It has to be the first one.
Stuffed cabbage rolls. That
Good.
Kastinis dairy product
I don't
thing.
think I tried
Anthill
this
cake,
one.
tree cake.
Wait,
poppy
go
seed
back,
rolls,
go back, go
blood
back,
soup,
go back,
and
go
Billy
back,
Kutas
go back.
cheese.
Wait.
Zeppelins is not there?
No. Go back,
That's
go
like
back.
the number one food.
Okay, the purple soup
Much
is
of the land is
good.
arable, over a third is cultivated. Some national dishes of Lithuania might include things like cold beet soup, stuffed cabbage
This
rolls.
is good
and
too. I never tried this one. I don't know what this is. Like
I don't know, honestly, I don't really know what it is either. Looks like a cream
this
cheese.
is cream cheese? Okay.
Kind of looks like it. I think it's like some sort of cream cheese version.
This dairy product thing. Anthill cake, tree
I don't know,
cake.
anthill cake.
You haven't tried it?
No.
I'm pretty sure my parents brought it for. My
I
grandma
know
makes
the other
it.
one, the tree cake, but never anthill cake. There's a big
Really?
difference. Look.
Anthill cake.
I never had this
It's
one.
basically you fry it. It's like a fried dough, and then you put poppy seeds on it.
Oh,
covered
it's
in
like
honey
the cereal? Is it like the cereal?
No, it's like simple dough. You fry it, and then you put
Oh.
honey and poppy seed on it.
Oh.
Cake, tree cake, poppy seed
Tree
rolls,
cake's
blood
good.
soup, and
Blood
Yeah,
soup.
blood
I
soup.
don't
What
know
is-
what that
what-
is.
what
I've never
blood
had
is-
it.
oh.
I have no idea. This cheese is so good though. Oh my god.
I think we have some. It looks like something
Why they
similar
call it
in-
crustin? It's just a cheese.
It look like Gouda. Oh, like what cheese is this?
I don't know
It look
what
like
cheese
Gouda.
is so good though.
Lilliputa's cheese. Para todos los que hablan español, sí, sí, lo escuché también. Cálmate a todos. And
I mean,
Wow.
that's what it means.
What does it mean?
Mitch
Oh.
said. I guess in Spanish that's what it means too, but that's what it means, yeah. Because it's like a very stocky and short.
Oh.
But anyway, there's Zeppelin, so I guess he did say last. Save the best
Yeah, but
for
it looks
last.
very, very like a little small.
probably the most iconic dish, potato dumplings. Whew, after that
Okay.
section. Now, let's meet the Lithuanians, shall we?
Potato dumplings is really good too.
Nah, Lithuanians are fine and dandy like cotton candy. Remember that Lithuanian geography Giedra that I met in Tokyo? She was cool. Hey Giedra, I literally tried to hit you up for this episode to get some information, but I couldn't find your email. I don't know if you're watching this right now. Let me know what you think. Was it accurate? So anyway, the country has about 2.8 million people and is the largest economy in the Baltics with the highest GDP as well. The majority of the country,
That's
around
cool.
88%, identify as ethnically Lithuanian, about 6% are Poles, 5% Russian, and the rest are other groups, mostly Slavs like Ukrainians and Belarusians, with a few other minority groups mixed in as well. They use the euro as their currency, the Type-C plug outlet, and they drive on the right side of the road. Now, if you really want to get a feel of everything Baltic,
Type-C plug,
Lithuania
that means the ones that we have doesn't work. Oh.
It's different in Europe.
is kind of like the epicenter. The Baltics were like the last places in Europe to convert to Christianity, and to this day, like Latvia and Estonia, ancient pagan traditions and folklore still live on through festivals, artwork, and traditions. In a nutshell, though, Lithuania was more Catholic influenced and Latvia was more Protestant influenced. Lithuania joined Poland in the Commonwealth and became at one point the largest country in Europe, while Latvia was taken over by the Germans and Prussians and whatnot. First of all, the language. As mentioned before, Latvian and Lithuanian are the only two surviving Baltic languages left in the world. Their older brother, Old Prussian, died out in the 1800s. And these two languages are ancient, like older than Greek. Half the words and names end in S, and like half of everything ends in like unus or ides. Lithuanian is disputably the oldest Indo-European language still in use. Some say it even still retains words that were related to ancient Sanskrit originated in India. Yeah, India. For example, Agnis versus Umnis, Vayus versus Veyast, Devas, Dievas, and the list goes on and on. It's pretty strange how close the coincidence is when you look into it. Oh, and to say thank you in Lithuanian, all you have to do is sneeze. Like literally, the word for thank you is achu. Now, if you don't know anything about the Baltic, this region has the highest ratio of two things: blonde-haired, blue-eyed people and women to men.
No, it's not achu, it's achu. But
I
get it.
Yeah.
The numbers usually switch off every so often, but Lithuania usually ranks second or third between Latvia and Estonia when it comes to male and
Fun
female
fact.
ratios.
Fun fact. My nickname growing up was Achu. Fun fact.
Ranging between 0.88 males for every female. This is partially due to a number of factors, such as large portions of the male population being killed off during war times, mortality rates caused by things like smoking or alcoholism, and suicide. Here at Geography Now, we don't gloss over the controversy, but try to report it as objectively as possible. And unfortunately, Lithuania often ranks in the top 3 suicide per capita nations in the world, many times first.
Stop
In a
the
weird way,
music
though, this dark fact
to
has
explain
kind of
that.
put us.
I see this topic. You
Yeah.
know. I think number one.
Now
Sure,
I switch.
weird
Now
people
you guys
romanticize-
have happiness. Remember you
I
sent me?
think
You sent me for happiness.
yeah, I think the younger generations are now like that kind of
Yeah,
is
that's
dying
the,
off.
yeah.
But
This
couple years
narrative
ago, we were
change.
number one. Yeah.
Image on Lithuania and Lithuanians to the point where the people just kind of shrug and own up to it. I mean, this dude invented a euthanasia roller coaster concept designed to kill the passengers, and Lithuania was selected to be the childhood home of fictional character Hannibal Lecter. Add some pagan statues juxtaposed to thousands of overly ornate crosses in a swampy land, and bam, you have the perfect setting for.
The land is not that swampy though. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
It's,
wouldn't
there's
think it's
lakes,
swampy.
but
But swampy Florida is considered swampy.
right, Florida is swampy. Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah.
swamps. There we don't have many swamps. I don't know. A lot of lakes, yeah, compared to like the size of the country, but swamps.
Do you know
I
the
don't
difference
know.
from swamp and marsh?
Not
No?
really. No.
Or no, but seriously, Lithuania is not all jump scares. It's more of like a legendary place where ancient customs still live on, with a valiant populace that became the first to break away from the Soviet Empire. And they love basketball. Speaking of which, history time. In the quickest way I can put it, pagan tribes, this guy unites them all and becomes king, like literally the only king in all their history. Wars with the Teutonic Order. The 1400s, it becomes the biggest country in Europe with the Polish-Lithuanian conflict.
No, Gediminas wasn't the first king. Mindaugas was the
Mindaugas,
first king.
yeah. I was thinking, Mindaugas.
Yeah, but just a lot of history there, so you know.
And wealth. They briefly colonized parts of Africa and the Caribbean. Colonies sold off and lost, divided by what?
I didn't even know that.
Commonwealth, they briefly colonized parts of Africa and the Caribbean. Colonies sold off and lost, divided by Russia, Prussia, and Austria. Book smuggling years to keep their language alive. Quick independence in 1918, but then the Russians came in again. Nazis tried to take a go. Back to the USSR. Bloodiest guerrilla war in European history, where 30,000 Lithuanian men died. Singing revolution with all the other Baltic states. Independence finally in the 90s. Joins the EU and Eurozone. They somehow became the basketball capital of Europe, and it's almost like a religion to them. And here we are today. And speaking of basketball, some famous Lithuanians might include all these basketball players. And this one is probably the most famous. This guy was supposed to be like the king, but died before it could happen. Painter Mikalojus Konstantinas, director Jonas Mekas, writer Salomėjas Nėris, Virgilius Alekna. Celebrities with partial Lithuanian heritage, but it still kind of counts to Lithuanians, might include Jason Sudeikis, Charles Bronson, John C. Reilly, Sean Penn, Sacha Baron Cohen, Bob Dylan.
Sacha Baron
Bob
Cohen.
Dylan?
Oh, wow. Out of all these so far, I don't know Sudeikis because his name is literally Lithuanian. So.
William Shatner, Pink,
William
Anthony Kiedis.
Pink?
Before we finish off,
You guys have
some
Pink?
factoids. Instead of the Easter Bunny, they have an Easter Grandma. They have the highest number of hot air balloons per capita. They have their own national perfume scent. They have some of the fastest internet in the world. It's considered bad luck to
You do have a good
How do you
internet.
feel with this internet now? You have.
I maybe have good internet here, but yeah, Lithuania is fast.
whistle inside of a house. Otherwise, it'll explode and burn down. And yeah, that's what.
You can't. It's say you don't whistle inside the house.
Oh, okay.
All right, for now, Lithuania. Let's talk about their friends now. Lithuania is the largest of the Baltic states, but often the least publicized. Nonetheless, some countries have managed to make their inner circle. Of course, as a member of the EU, most of their trade and business goes through their neighbors, especially through Germany and Sweden. Iceland was the first country to recognize them after independence. The two get along great. They even have a street named after Iceland. The US, Brazil,
that's so
and the
cute.
UK each have the largest expat communities outside of Lithuania, which has only strengthened ties over the years. I just found out my home
Wow, wow, in
that's a
Brazil.
lot.
I didn't know that.
That's a
200K in Brazil. Wow.
town Los Angeles has a little Lithuania district. They love Georgians and Ukrainians because they share the same history of being part of the former USSR. They support them in any kind of political movement against Russia. They even send foreign aid. Poland is like the ex-boyfriend that they started out really happy with, but then they fought and broke up. But over time, they moved on and are just friends
so
now.
bad.
Estonia is like the childhood friend that they got along with really well, but after graduation, they kind of moved on, and Estonia got more and more obsessed with Finland. In the end, though, their best friend, no shocker, would be their little twin sister, Latvia. Even though the years have caused the two to grow up a little differently, they still moved forward, keeping traditions alive.
Yet this year in Eurovision, Latvia didn't give us a single vote. Damn shame.
And sharing the old mystical Baltic charm. In conclusion, Lithuania is the larger of the last surviving Baltic peoples on the planet, and it's quite amazing how they've held it all together to this day. But seriously, if you don't want to become extinct, start making babies. You too, Bulgaria. Those diaspora immigration rates are quite alarming. Stay tuned. Luxembourg is coming up next.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, guys. So, what are your thoughts? Because you're the Lithuanian here.
I don't know.
Is it a good video or what?
Too technical, like a lot of history. I like the travel videos better, but
Yeah.
as far as the data, mostly accurate, I think. Yeah.
I feel like I wanted to see more of like the different cities.
It's very fast going to like
Yeah.
you really got like 3 seconds to look to, of like
Yeah.
on one sub, and there's so many subjects like you show like the famous
Yeah.
locations to visit. You get like quick picture pop up on the screen, and then you kind of
So we gotta find another one to really show you guys. So guys, of course, if you're interested in any country for us to review over, feel free to leave it in our recommendations in the Discord. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.